train on it. So they need to work it out a bit more because they're absolutely dominant on Erangel. And I feel like, I said it yesterday as well, I feel like there's a bit more RNG on Miramar so far because, again, it's 8 times 8 kilometers. It's 4th iteration on the map currently. You don't have the time to know every dip, everything single place. But look at this plane, though.
Yeah, that's the 3rd time. This is pretty consistent.
Slightly more north here, but still, it's going to enable more teams being able to get up to the completely north side of the map if they want to.
Something has changed.
Something has changed.
There's a team that's still in the plane that's normally not still in the plane.
Wildcard, they got El Asaha last time, and they were like, you know what? We pretty much like that place. Let's take it.
They're going to go for it, absolutely. So we were kind of pointing out the fact that they were jumping early. It seemed like no matter what in most situations, and that was the case for the first 2 planes. Now it seems, yeah, you're right. They're comfortable saying, hey, Al Azahar is us. Let's go there. We've got it. It's got the one thing I will say about it is it's got really good transition options on the roads.
Exactly. That's what I like about it. I mean, you have 4 roads that exit from there. You can get anywhere from there. And if you go west, the only place you're going to go into is kind of an open place. In public games, yes, there will be people camping there, but that's not the case here. Dignitas is not going to be camping that intersection there on the west of El Asaha. But everything else kind of pans out as we expected here. Ghost, they're kind of in a hot place here. They want to go down to Puerto, but with the plane ending just over El Asahan. That looks like a Lion's knock there. Sonics did get a knock on somebody, and Chris is going to finish it. Let's look what happened there. Chronix is going to be taken down.
And I was going to point this out. Penta's almost doing what Knights did on Erangel. They spread out every single drop, and this time it's cost them quite dearly, if I'm honest.
Look, can we just take a little look at the map here?
That's a huge shift. Another one.
You like it?
I do like it. It's the same as last time. We're going far west, but we're going a little more south, which actually means that choke point we talked about with the roads isn't going to be the same. What it does bring into it is that southern terrain, these massive mountain ridges that are so playable and so important. We're really early. There's going to be another big shift, but I like it. This is good. This is going to cause a lot more chaos. Navi's going to like it. They don't have to leave this time. They're actually in the first circle down at Vela Del Mar.
And here, a little short look on Team Dignitas, Woogie Boogie on 7, Gustav QQ, and Adam currently sitting in 6th place with 150 points behind Liquid. So they're looking at getting pretty close. But look at that. The top 4 here, 260 points from 4th to 1st. So it's very close still. And 20 points behind FaZe is Na'Vi with that very good win they just, not very good win, with that very good game they just had with a lot of kills. Good position making Knights, pushing all the way up to top 3 right there. 10 points ahead of Ghost. So it looks like we're finally looking at how the top 5 will be looking, because after this game, we're going to be through 67% of the games.
I like your maths. That was good.
You like that?
66.6 repeating, but yeah, I'll give you the roundup.
Yeah, well, a little slight roundup right here. Yeah, I like it. But, of course, 6 games tomorrow as well. The final day, the Championship Sunday, as somebody like to call it. And here, SetToDestroyX as well. Sir, good place to loot, actually. Multiple layered, lots of loot, yes. After this 4th iteration of the map here, all of the compounds, they have been moved out slide a bit here. Split out. Before, it was an extremely good place to loot. Very central on the zone, good position. You can easily rotate out of it and into it. But here, there's not that much places to loot, so you kind of want to split out with one guy. They do have one guy just looting outside, which is Rift, in these compounds just slightly north of it.
I will say, I think Toffee's said it well, and it's something that's really apparent, but you don't often think about, is that you do get punished for leaving cities on this map.
Yes.
The cities have so much cover, but as soon as you leave them, it changes the game entirely for you, because you've got these crazy long open traverses that you have to cross, and in doing so, especially with circle shifts, you know that, like we saw last game, you get to pose there, you know that it's going to eventually leave there, and you kind of set yourself up to be in a big dogfight. It's one of those things that, like, yes, it's very obvious in hindsight, but without him pointing it out, it's like the elephant in the room. You got to point it out, and then you become aware of it. It's rather obvious, right? That's an interesting map in that way.
It's very interesting. I mean, with this, it's an esport now, right? You want to have multiple maps. You want to have teams that are very good at one map. You want to have teams that are very good at another map. Put it into the rotation. But, I mean, there's going to be coming more maps. But with the maps being that big, it's going to take more time, or it should take more time before the maps get introduced into esport. Because, I mean, it takes so much time for the teams to learn it.
I'm digging some of these cinematics right now. He's
like
driving these excellent beauty shots of Liquid on the move, and then that is exactly what they're going to do. Remember last time they transitioned all the way to the west of the circle?
Yes.
They're going to go more south this time, avoid where FaZe currently are, but they are heading in that direction. Lions will try and engage them. If Azrael hits this shot, I might actually take him on a date instead of Bookie, excuse me, with the Car 98.
Well, I mean, I think you should take Wookie Boogie on a date. I mean, he's from Copenhagen, so
that's true. I might see him there.
You do come sometime there, right? So that's a ambitious shot right there. I like
Give it a go.
Ooh, I like to see something like that. Oh, M249. Personal opinion, go.
You like it?
I
see its viability in the no reload. If you're pushing a team, you can run, you can gun, you can be not necessarily mobile with it, but you have the possibility of always being ready to fight, if you will.
Right.
I don't love it for its. I just find it. I can't control it.
When you crouch with it, and if you have a good vertical sensitivity, I mean, you have the standard vertical sensitivity is 0.7, but if you put it on 1, you can control that beast so good. It's an absolutely monster, and you can wreck so many cars with it. In the hands of Kramer, the self-proclaimed best left-handed player in the world, he has the mouse and left hand.
Of which there is one. I'm kidding. There's probably more than that.
There's probably I know of a couple, but I only want to call out Kramer here. He's a perfect left-handed player. There's the prime example. He's a hybrid, multiple nation man. From he speaks also 3 languages. Yeah,
that's pretty cool. I'm terrible with language.
Linguistic there, right there. Yeah.
Gemty,
or 2.5. Gemty here. 4x. He does see a TeamGates member up by that tree. That's far away.
Super far away, and a 4-time scope, not an 8-times. But he's well aware that TG is going to be trying to play the backside of the circle. Now, lots of ridgeline you can use over in that to their advantage, but they're almost going to try and hold this road and cover off transitions. We saw M19 trying this in the last map, and how congested that bottom side was. They couldn't engage on the fights. Everyone was sort of jostling for position, but it's TG that's going to be able to spot pretty much anyone rotating and therefore play a court. We say it in CS all the time, it's like an early round transition where you're trying to go for map control.
Right.
It's map control. It's information. That's all they want. They don't necessarily want to fight in these positions, but everyone that drives by, it's a little mental note. Okay, team just went here. We know we don't want to rotate that direction, or hey, let's see if they get into a fight. We'll keep track of the noise we hear. So again, it's just strictly that map control. Sengel, they were aggressive early in the last game as well in getting position. In fact, they had the opening kill in the last game. They're going to try and get aggressive once more in this particular round, having transitioned in early already from San Martin. They are now heading down toward Knights, the winner of the last map, and their position inside of the barn.
They're going to push this Texas here with an AK. They don't want to crash this, and Giga's also coming out on Calamro. It's actually left this. You do not want to take this fight. So Knights are going to take over this compound easily from them. As you said, good position inside the zone, just northwest of Monte Nuevo. FaZe has got a very good split going actually here. Wildcard transitioning in as well. They're going to be coming in from all the way over at Crystal Val. They might drive straight into Dignitas. We'll see with that transition later. Mozzie here taking some fight, or taking some shots. And Navi, he wants to fight.
They want to fight. Drayden's got Shaky's down, so that is the previous transition that we saw where Sengel was trying to hold that compound, or rather Knights, excuse me, was trying to hold this compound, this barn just north of Monte Nuevo. They've now fully engaged, and just to finish my previous point, we won't necessarily go back to it, but TG engaged a lot faster than I thought they would on Navi. I thought they'd play complacently. They aren't. They actually want to try and take that fight early. But Knights, the one that start things off with a knock, elect not to give up their coverage. And inside of the smoke, they'll get a revive, but they're still just trying to pick apart Sengel. And Shaky's now just gets back to his feet and gets in the med kit. Ooh, Voxic. That's discouraging. Don't stick your head back out there, my friend.
Sengel here getting extremely pushed here. They have to use 6 smokes already. You don't want to use that many utilities, but you have to, of course. You want to be as many people alive towards the end game.
You're right. The problem is it's not like you're going to go back to a town like you would for any casuals.
Wookie Bookie.
That's sick. That is sick. Spraying into it. Wookie Bookie, the top fragger for Dignitas, in a prime position to try and find more. Couldn't collect on the way by, but now over to his lovely sniper rifle. This time 14, and will continue to spam to Nova, who get in the open, and awkwardly Smithies is getting picked at, but he'll get away.
See with the trace around there, he was super close to actually hit him and doing a lot of damage onto the car.
He's accurate, man.
He's very accurate. The land giant himself from Denmark. Ghost, nice rotation again. Yeah, they had a lot of, again, west to east plane. They dropped late. They had to drop down on the eastern side, get cars, make sure they could drive all the way out onto Puerto. So they're going to be sparsely looted. Penta's going to be coming in Behind them, M19 still in rotation. Oh, the southern side again. It's going to be exactly the same as the last round. Multiple teams is going to be super congested on the south side.
And south side, and more so now that we've got those mountain ranges in. Like I say, SetToDestroyX has fantastic position if it shifts that direction because they're on the high ground, and those two roads are basically, they're not quite what they call Death Valley up toward Terry Bronco. You know, go Broncos. I'm just going to not try and say that one correctly. They're not quite to that extent, but they are really tough positions to try and mobilize in. So that's solid. Jempty's really giving it a go, isn't it? Up to 8 times for him on the Car 98. Can't quite hit the shot. To go back to the point on Sengel, which we discussed and you mentioned, 6 smokes used. It's not like you're going to run back into a city to look for smokes of all things. At this point, you're trying to position and you're trying to play them out. So the fact that they had to use that much utility is going to hinder their performance late game when they actually are in awkward exchanges if a third party comes in, etc.
Exactly. Very good point. Wildcard here, slow rotation. Nova even further. Wow, that's a far rotation. They're going to be coming all the way in through La Caparia and coming in on the north side. And as we see here, good decision making from them, of course, based on the information they have, and they read the plane very well, and they kind of expect this circle to have a lot of teams in the southern side. So very good decision making right there. Kramer's going to take down Giga, and now Sangal is in even more trouble than before.
This is Ghost getting this mountain. I was surprised not to see Na'Vi heading up here a little bit earlier. Sengel, yeah, you're right. More trouble because now they're going to be way lower on meds. They've got no helmet left on Geeker, who's going to be picked up now. But just to go back to that point, Ghost are taking that mountain. Na'Vi elected to leave Villa Del Mar early and go up the road rather than on that hill. Now, it does leave them transition possibilities for the next shift, which is coming in about 10 seconds. But yeah, it seemed obvious to me just to play for the information. So Ghost are going to take that absolutely available to them, and they'll welcome that, no problem. Thanks very much for the position, and they'll hold it. And the shift goes to the circle. SetToDestroyX has an incredible position for now, but look at all the teams. This is going to be amazing for teams like Dignitas still coming in from the right side, from M19 still coming in from the bottom. They'll love that. They'll absolutely love that circle's gone away from the mountain range, and it's 100% playable, but also close to them for their transitions.
So many of these teams are already inside the circle, and we're going to have a far rotation from the north as well. Nova's going to be coming in. Everybody's going to be pushed down to the north, so of course there's going to be more teams up there, but still great position for multiple teams. This shift south here, I welcome it a lot here. FaZe, great position, but again, we do have a road going straight through the middle and 2 very elevated areas, mountainsides. Oh my God, 15x, 8x, MK14, and full level 3. And it's going to be Batulins, by far the best player on that team. He's an amazing fragger, young player.
Take all of that. I think really the adrenaline syringe was the win there, if you ask me.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, full boosted instantly. And I actually like it. After they downed the time, before it was a very long shot. Now it's just 8 seconds on it, so it's much faster. Or it's 6 now, actually, after they changed it. Mexi's going to take down Mossy, so he's out of the game. Knights and FaZe are very close to each other here, because Knights, they are on the oil refinery just southwest of Montenuevo here.
Jempty's absolutely taking advantage of the fact that not only has that 8x now, but the silenced Car 98. He's firing at everyone he possibly can. And they spot Knights. He's well aware of their positioning.
Nice shot.
Did he hit him in the back? I think he just collected him.
Yeah, I think he got him a torso shot or something like that. He got down to about 50%. Yeah, exactly. 50% HP right there. Nice shot by Jempty. Amazing fragger. Probably one of the best players in the world right now.
He has to hold off. As you see, Knights immediately give the attention to that position. They have to hold off both angles from within that small compound now, which gets a bit awkward for them. Nova Interrogate, taking his time getting down there. We'll just start to arrive toward TG again. We're holding on to that road, but Liquid, dead center of the circle. FaZe, dead center of the circle. We still have everyone, pretty much everyone alive, certainly every team, but only 2 players down, and both of them, I take that back, excuse me, Penta lost one as well, but both of the earlier kills, Mortify and Mossy, go against TeamGates. And they haven't really gotten much going today either. They've been just, I want to say struggling. Every duel that they get into, they seem to get knocks. They seem to make it awkward for teams, but they can't find kills that certainly matter. In the end, FaZe is engaging. They've got Knights. They're starting to push the compound. One single knock. Drayden goes down. It's Mixie from range. They get back in the door, so they can't engage. Great shot in return for the Car 98 of Voxic, who was unsighted, given that the gun was holding off the position. And guess who's going to steal that and chime in with a third-party kill? Jeems. Liquid pick up one against FaZe, who go down to 3 members early yet again on map 6 of the day, 12 overall, for those of you playing along at home.
So I like the quick maps. We're just throwing out numbers super quick. I like it. Can we do that more tomorrow? I
We try.
Yeah.
We get up to 18.
two digits is going to be harder. No, it's good. Teams here being able to take that kill. Of course, it's 10 points leading his switch, but also pushing him further onto the top killer leaderboard. He is currently in the top 2 at the moment. Or was it top 3? I'm not sure, but he has more than 20 kills.
That's going to be so frustrating for him as well, because he's picking apart. He gets a knock. He's just trying to pester them down there in that compound Knights. Voxic hits a beauty out of nowhere, and he gets third-partied as a result of it. Like, that is so frustrating. It's like everything's going well, everything's going, boom, dead. Like, that's tilting. But FaZe certainly skilled enough. We'll try and play off. It was a great shot. Pinch position for Silo and Exco to try and hold off 2 players in a split 2-2 for Nova. Again, trying to open up the map. They're going to put 2 players deep on the western side. If the shift goes that direction, there's not much going on in that direction. And Ghosts are kind of gambling on that. They're holding down to the bottom corner. Again, waiting to see where the circle goes. Not too far back on it, but trying to position themselves not in the middle of the fight, but for the late game. And that's what they've been very, very good at so far on Miramar today. Shift is coming, by the way. Get ready. Predictions? Call it right now before it hits.
South.
Ooh, okay.
Like it?
That's not bad.
Well, it's a slight southeast shift, if you may, but still, Penta straight in the middle here. M19, great position as well. Jim has some of the buildings inside, but with this shrink here, we're going to see a lot of teams doing the big shifts, you know, coming in around to the side, trying to get into the southeastern side of the map where there's currently nobody there. Lions here also in a great position. They have a high ground hill, but if they have to move east, they have to move down into a valley where Penta's already sitting, and they have teams on the other side of the valley on top of this hill. Resu, Sonics, these guys, they're trying to make a decision. Do we stay? Do we make a move now? What's going to happen? Because if it shrinks away from them, they're going to be in a super hot spot rotating out of it. Shadow here, a few shots onto Dignitas, who's made that way. We can see as well already on the southeastern side of the map. Shade is going to go down to Example here while running down. This is the open space I'm talking about. We need some more rocks on these open spaces, some more trees, some more cover. Otherwise, this is absolutely suicide.
It's exactly this. I mean, those hills are great when you're on top of them, but this is kind of what I was mentioning with Death Valley. It's just wide open when you have to move, and that's what Na'Vi is discovering. Ghost, that's why they went early. So the shift went away from them, but they positioned accordingly. They said, all right, if this goes to the right, let's weigh our odds. Let's get a little closer to those roads, and boom, now they're in. You called it right. Those transitions are happening. Knights going deep to the south. Nova going to continue the same, still in a 2-2 split and at complete opposite sides of the circle. But again, just trying to get map control, trying to weigh themselves out, the odds of the shift working at least one way or the other. Kumisira, not surprising to see a team heading to those outskirts, not committing to the buildings, but this
great position.
Well, what we said from Toffees at Dignitas, what we said, to leave towns you get punished, there's quite a bit of cover on the western side of Kumisira, so this is still doable, and Dignitas aren't going to commit to going in the town. They're going to play the high side of that ridge north and watch behind them, so that's an awesome position to be in right now.
Unfortunately for the other half of Dignitas, Gustav and Adam, they lost their bike to Vitality, who took that out, so they're going to be on foot. They're going to be running as far as they can, but TeamGates it looks like TeamGates is making a far rotation coming in on the eastern side. They're getting shot at by Wildcard here. Kickstart. Oh, taking some shots himself as well from the side. They're in an okay position to gatekeep here, so that's why they're staying, because they can easily rotate and push up towards the hill because it's extremely elevated. Moonwolf Edokos also on the outside here.
Tumai's got to be careful. He's engaging down the hill, but this is perfect from the observer, exactly on cue. Sengel's going to come in behind them. Tumai's left in the open. He can't transition back to his teammates, so he needs to get information and try and peek accordingly, and he's done that. So he's taking a shot into Kalimdor, now realizes it, backs off the hill. He can at least force them and funnel the fight toward his teammates at the compound, but that's all he can do. Sharp shot again with a Car 98 this time. It was the M24 in the last game, is looking dead solid with shots at range, and another knock on Shakies. I think it was him that he took down last time as well. These two teams battled last time at Monte Nuevo.
Was indeed here. Sharpshot.
Excuse me.
Yeah, El Pozo, exactly. Sharpshot only's got 4 bullet left though, so he's got to get some more 7.62. No, now Gustav here and guys from Dignitas, they're making their way in. Meanwhile, they actually took down Exco from TeamGates, so Silo is the last player now from TeamGates. He's currently outside the zone, so he's probably going to be gate kept though. See here, Kramer with the 8x on the SLR. Strong weapon, 58 damage per shot right here. Texas is knocked, but he's probably going to be able to take... No, he's not. Texas is outside the zone, so he's dead. He's gone. He's going to be taken out by the zone. Phosphate is going to be knocked, though, and look at this. Moonwolf
this is the worst situation because Tumai was trying to hold off the hill behind him, as I mentioned, to force Sengol, but then he gets third party by Moonwolf. Him being that far out, he could not get back to his teammate. He was trying to disengage off a previous fight when all of that happened, so he was just unfortunate victim of circumstance. This shot from Moonwolf, they're still trying to pick them apart, and they're going to land it behind the tree. Sengol gets covered off. Great shot, O'Connell. Geeker goes down. Second knock for him, by the way, for those of you keeping track, which means obviously they're going to have to get on him immediately for the revive, and that's when Pride realizes the situation and tries to swing out to steal the kills and take down Sengol in doing so because they won't be able to move anywhere. Nade from range, smokes on it, and I think that's Geeker gone.
Ooh, BSD. Not close enough. Oh, that might
Excuse
be.
me, yeah, BSD.
Yeah,
that's a good second nade.
Sengol's going to be taken out. Meanwhile, we also saw Novak go down. Now, Liquid's making a move here. They saw the shift. It's gone slightly southwest here, so they're going to go straight into the middle of this. You can play these ditches. You can play this very open area, but they got to take some cover here around the lower sides here. Christo is taking some shots at Wildcard, and they're outside in the open. Kickstart's been taken out. Pride is running alone in the open now. Lions completely gatekeeping the northern sides. FaZe is also taking shots from Vitality and Lions at this point. Batulins is going to take down Jeems though, so he's going to be knocked and left alone. Santi might be able to get him. We'll see about that later. Profi here on the western side, trying to make sure that nobody comes in behind them. You don't want snakes. We saw it in the games earlier. You don't want snakes coming up behind you because you're just going to lose a few players and you might end up losing the game.
Shots
AB
out.
says, well.
Yeah, AB's knocked. Dignitas got him in a crossfire both sides of the road. I don't think he's coming back, so this is going to be Liquid down a man as we look at all our lovely statistics on the outside of the game. Gustav's got him pinned in that hut, and Sampty's going to try and swing around. There's no way he gets there. Yeah, he's done. Gone. Gustav confirms it. Sonics gets a shot as well on the kickstart. One less for Wildcard. M19, meanwhile, has been quiet down at the bottom of the hill, and Zippel is still firing out to Sampty, trying to third-party Liquid's very unfortunate circumstances of being completely surrounded. Good position in the middle of the circle. That's great. But everybody seems to know that they're there, and there's not a lot of cover on the side of that hill.
Exactly. That's what we talked about with Navi. When you're in the middle of this, everybody's going to be looking at you. The full focus, if you're going middle of the center in the fourth circle, which this one is, you're going to be looking at people shooting at. Wildcard's going to go down to 14 now, and Navi is going to have people looking at them. It's going to be Dignitas, actually.
Jempty's down. FaZe down one more man. So they are not at all having their way with it like they were on a wrangle this morning. So Jempty's knocked, and it's from Lions. Meanwhile, rotations from Na'Vi as they're outside of the circle trying to evade Dignitas. They're spotted in doing so, and Andy's got one kill already. They're going to have problems. Na'Vi's going to get gate kept. Uncivil and Wookie Bookie already swinging around inside of the circle to hold them off, and the shots continuing to be successful. Wookie Bookie, he's trying to push out. Gustav as well. Uba's down. Pokamolodo is sort of trying to get back toward him, but they know that knock means that they have little available to them, and they'll hear Gustav's feet stomping, heading in that direction. Good positioning, but there's the flank. And exactly that. Dignitas knew the situation, knew they could gatekeep. They'll get in, and they've got plenty of time to get back to the circle. Meanwhile, FaZe have at least revived Jempty.
They have had multiple knocks on them, so they're on the second, maybe even third knock, some of them. We'll see what's going to happen if they go down again. Jazza, though, here, Vitality, great position on the northeastern side of the zone, but they do have to run down towards Penta if it shrinks away for them. We'll see as the circle updates shortly.
Silo as a solo is going to end up snaking this. He just wiped two players running in, going past him, and took out the remaining players from Moonwolf. Decent shift. M19 are in a fantastic position on that compound. Knights are trying to transition away from it, but they're stuck in a crossfire. Batulin, here we go. Brought out that M24 earlier. He spots Jeems, who, by the way, has no helmet behind that hay bale.
That's why I want to go to that crate. That crate is not looted yet. It's just next to him. He wants a level 3 helmet to make sure that he can get a headshot from everything else than an AWM, so he can survive it. It's a huge upgrade, making sure that you're not going to get knocked by any shots, of course. And he's making a run for Jeems here. He's going to get an M249. He's going to take that. Could imagine. Nope. He's not. He didn't want it. Not enough time to shift to make sure they can drop some of the attachments. See about that. Redfield taking shots at Ghost, though. In a hard position here. They're outside the zone. They have to make a move, and they're actually moving up behind FaZe. So we'll see if SetToDestroy, they're actually able to gatekeep it from them. We'll see about that. Survivors also taking shots at Knights. They're trying to make their way in.
Those are 4 shots.
They're actually in a hard place here. Set to destroy. They have to cross the rope because this shift is not going to stay there. They're going to be having to stay on the high side. And if it's shift away from them, they have to cross the road, completely open space, which means they have to run into M19 and maybe even take fire from FaZe from above.
Patulin finally got a shot off. Nailed Sempty. Liquid's been just trying to survive in the middle of the field with everyone around them. Meanwhile, Lions, they're going to push up. It is FaZe that they'll run into. Hexetti's on the other side of the hill, and he's got to try and battle this off with the AK, trying to tap his teammate. Fuzz at this point, just trying to keep them alive. Jempty, second knock for him, and Hax, he's just tapping it. He's trying to bait that out to try to hold off, so he's got more time on the revive. He commits to it. Nades won't go far enough. Rezu, that one will just get over the hill, and there's nowhere to go. Hexetti's down, and FaZe is gone 11th. They've barely scraped the backside of the top 10 after looking dominant on Erangel all morning. Miramar's a problem for them. I'm saying it now. It's absolutely going to have to be addressed if they want to win this event outright. Meanwhile, SetToDestroyX, Survivor, he's found Ghost. They can't get out of the position and back toward their circle. You're right. SetToDestroyX certainly has to move on the next shift. But M19, Patulin already knocking Liquid for a second time. They're in a perfect position to catch off SetToDestroyX. Sneakers, what a shot from that range. Azrael gone, Lions in problem. This is very good from them, but again, I'm still worried about the shift.
Oh my god, he keeps on snaking here. Look at this. Snakers with lots of shots. Turtle is still alive, but he's going to make a run just towards the open. He did smoke a bit. He's got a little ridge to work with, but he's got to run in here. Sonics and Turtle might meet each other. We'll see about that later. Turtle did take him down here, so Lions is taken out on 9th position. TeamGates went down before that. Dignitas found CeeLo, which was left alive. So we're down to 8 teams. Liquid still in the middle here of this zone, so ultimately they should be left alive. Now Dignitas is going to take down James.
I think that's his third knock. Either way, Gustav's going to confirm it. There's a knock that happened from Patulin again over toward Dignitas. I'm curious as to whether or not
look at this.
Kostanovic, an elite player, are still aware. I'm sure they have to be. That STT, okay, there's the contact. So SetToDestroyX is still above them on the hill. Scoom just has to play silently. They've had so much circle control, but they've had so much attention drawn toward them that they couldn't do anything with it on the Liquid side. It was almost death by 1,000 paper cuts. They got picked apart. They got knocked. They lost their utility. No helmets, as we saw. Desperate to get toward the crate. There's only so much you can withstand.
And this is kind of a typical Liquid play. If they have nowhere to go, they will do a Hail Mary towards the middle of the circle, making sure they can get some cover. But here, not enough cover because you have such an elevated area that everybody's just raining hill down from above. Now, Scoom, though, he's probably going to survive. With this circle, he's probably going to survive, making sure they get into the top 4, maybe even the top 3. So he's just going to lay low, making sure that he can sneak as much as possible. We got Voxic, he's 1 player alive. We got Ghost Gaming, Turtle is 1 player alive. And then, of course, Liquid was 1 player alive. Everybody else is 4 and 3. So M19 set to destroy Dignitas and Penta. They have 4 guys alive. Penta with 3.
Still cars here if it comes to that for SetToDestroyX. Obviously, everyone knows they're up here at this point. Yeah, I'm not surprised to see this. Just get in at this point because you're right. You have to transition that road. It's not the ideal situation, but they're actually going to use it to swing, and in doing so, they're going to go straight toward Turtle, the last remaining Ghost member. Scoom in the field in front. I'm curious to see if Turtle is already being engaged on, if he even tries to go onto this. They're going to rotate back. I take it back. I thought they were going to go high side and try and avoid M19. They just wanted to get position to get closer, but they're caught off. Nades are going to go far enough, and SetToDestroyX, despite having 4 players just moments ago, are going to get H-bombed as a nade to a car blows up both Snackers. Rift's now down. Snackers trying to crawl back to his teammate. And Fignaldo has very little to work with behind the tree. And Patulin and Kostanovic are looking fantastic. Snacker's now gone. Fignaldo knows the situation. Survivor tries to get inside the smoke. It's gone too far, and I don't think it's going to get the car. So they still sit with 2. But this is an awkward exchange, and M19's only committed half of their players to this. They're still watching for information, specifically for Dignitas' rotation.
Look at this. It's going to be a Molotov coming out as well. It might be okay, actually, on the tree here. And it's going to spread just around the edge shot of the... Kane's going to take down Fignaldo now, so Survivor's left alone. Meanwhile, we did see Ghost go down. Voxic has made it in as well, but he's taking shots as well from M19. Now Box is going to go down. That is Knights out in 6th. And M19 is looking very good. 6 kills already. And they're just trying to confirm SetToDestroyX here. 5 teams alive, 13 players only. See what's going to happen here. They might have overcommitted to this SetToDestroy push here. We'll see what's going to happen with Patulin.
That's the only thing that I'm considering here, because Patulin, now the man who's been firing at range, is well and truly overextended beyond the tree. The fact that the res came in and they weren't ready for it, Survivor's got to kill back, and SetToDestroy in this fight have picked up a top 5 position because Knights, with Voxic coming in from the east, got caught out. They're going to take Fignoldo out of it, but Tulin gets the res in the knock, but will go down. It's Survivor to get the kill, as we saw just before snapping off. So you're not wrong in saying that I think M19 well and truly overextended it. They've realized their mistake, and they're going to transition back towards Circle, but they couldn't even get the knockout on SetToDestroyX. They're still in it with one player.
Yeah, Dignitas here looking very good. 8 kills on Civil 4, Gustav 2, and Adam 2. Boogie surprisingly with none. Maybe it's because he doesn't have an Kar 98. Penta, though, in the north side, they have to pass through or past Scoom here to get into the next side of the zone. And they're actually like pushing in a very open space. We're just going to see what happened here. Dignitas is in a very good position. They're probably the team closest next to M19 to get into the zone, though. Penta, good high ground on this. See what's going to happen. Scoom is going to just lay low. He's just going to wait.
This is the brown one as well. Car is already blown out. Does that suggest someone's nearby? I meant the brown Gilly, that is. The one,
exactly.
As you mentioned last game. On
yeah,
Civil, still
much
trying
better
to spot Kaint.
Much better with the brown Gilly, but as you said, with this car here, they're gonna look for it. They're gonna check. It's kind of obvious there might be somebody there. If he was just lying next to a Haybell with the brown Gilly suit, then nothing's gonna happen. They're not gonna even be able to see him probably. With your Kaint here, trying to make a move. They're gonna bring a bike actually. Oh, this might be dangerous.
This is huge because Wookie, you called the end kills yet. From range, he'll combine with Adam to take down Braxku. Now, the fact that this is happening favors Scoom. He doesn't have to do anything in this situation. They might see that car. They might even suspect it if they had the time. The problem is now that they've been engaged by Dignitas, they're preoccupied. There's nothing they can do. And Scoom, even if they go to the other side of him, as Ujir goes down, Blue's going to catch him out as it pushes through. He's got all the freedom to just wait for exactly that. Penta to be eliminated, 5th place. That's another position for Liquid. Dignitas have already said, okay, everyone on that side's clear. Scoom's back in this. He can snake his way back in. Meanwhile, M19, they've had to get back inside of the circle. They finally get SetToDestroyX down, but they've got to push directly toward the fact that it's Dignitas with 4 players looking for their Mirmo in second overall in the event, and Wookie still trying to pin down Konstanovic. That's when Scoom's going to go. He's on the move and trying to transition behind them. He is a snake that certainly can capitalize on circumstance. We saw Sampty do it yesterday. Scoom, who is actually deporting Team Liquid, can be their hero, and there's Wookie finally getting on the board. You called him out. No chance that was going to be the case. Oh, Scoom, is he going to be spotted? Wookie's looking for it, and he does. He sees him snaking in. Scoom's done and gone. Good read from Wookie. Excellent positioning, and now it's a chicken dinner. Surely the last of the night going to Team Dignitas.
Nick here. He realizes that it might only be Dignitas because they've been raining hell down from above. We're just going to see what's happening here. Oh, good nade coming in. It might blow on him. Oh, take him down to nothing. And now Gustav is pushing in, and Adam is going to take him down. The winner, chicken dinner. But Dignitas, the second Miramar game, and it looks like Miramar is that kind of map.
Absolutely. Second win for them on it. And spotting out Scoom was rather unfortunate for Liquid because he was trying to sneak in and even just outlast and get a second place finish. That is a healthy amount of kills for Team Dignitas, if I do the math correctly. That's 13
yeah, I like
for Dignitas. And remember yesterday, end of the night, they were leading after the first 6 maps, and not only leading the scoreboard, but leading in kills. So they're putting their best foot forward to take things over. The storyline for me, the takeaway for today, FaZe is dominant and absolutely undisputed the best team in the world on Erangel. I'm putting that stipulation on it. They have to improve Miramar.
They do have to improve Miramar, and with tomorrow.